Hello and welcome to this video abstract. My name is Siddharth Gautam and I would like to show you some salient features of our work on effects of pore connectivity on the sorption of fluids in nanoporous material, the case of ethane and CO2 adsorption in Silicalite. This has been recently accepted for publication in ChemEngineering and MDPI journal. This work was carried out with Professor David Cole from School of Earth Sciences, the Ohio State University, and we received financial support for this work from the Department of Energy, United States of America. The behavior of confined fluids is an important research topic because it has direct applications in migration of fluids through the porous rocks, for example, and also for storage of these fluids like carbon dioxide in nanoporous materials. The pores in the porous media can sometimes be connected with each other. A relevant question here is what happens when some pores in the pore network are not connected to others. We try to address this question in the present study. To address this question, we modeled a pore network with regular pore structure for systematically varying the pore connectivity, and for that we used Silicalite, which is a nanoporous material with straight channels in one direction and zigzag-like channels connecting them in a perpendicular plane. We started by selectively blocking some pores by filling them with methane, which resulted in some broken pore connections. So, for example, we put methane molecules in this pore and this pore, and because of these, the connections between this pore and the neighboring pores was broken. Models made, we then started by examining how pore connectivity affects the sorption of fluids in this study. We selected two representative fluids of importance, carbon dioxide and ethane. Computational tool useful to address this question was grand canonical Monte Carlo simulations. In these simulations, given the environmental conditions of temperature and pressure, we can make an estimate of the number of fluid molecules adsorbed in the nanoporous material, which we denote as N_ads. And then we can find out the pore volume normalized number of adsorbed molecules, which we denote as small n subscript ads. When we plot this quantity as a function of number of pore connections, evidently the amount adsorbed per unit volume of both the fluids decrease as the number of pore connections increase. So, normalized to available pore volume, adsorption of both fluids is stronger, that is, more fluid molecules are adsorbed. And this is because the methane molecules blocking the pore connections act as additional adsorption sites. So, one might ask, what is the point of this? How does it benefit us? These results hint that the organic content found in natural nanoporous materials, for example shale, may enhance the adsorption capability of these materials. Although the effects of pore connectivity on sorption as revealed here are unambiguous, the effects on diffusivity and flow of matter through nanoporous material are expected to be stronger and multifaceted. For example, we had earlier reported a study related to effects of pore connectivity, but we can take it much farther, and the models developed here of nanoporous material with a systematically varied degree of pore connectivity can be useful to study the effects of pore connectivity on the diffusion of adsorbed fluids. So, as next steps, we are currently studying the effects of pore connectivity on the self-diffusion of CO2 and ethane in Silicalite using the models developed in this work. This current study using equilibrium molecular dynamics simulations can later be extended to cover fluid flow using non-equilibrium MD simulations. And such studies will reveal important information on how flow of fluids through natural and engineered porous material can be impacted by pore connectivity.